Well, welcome to How to Play Worship Music if you're a classical musician. If you have had any type of keyboard training, it might be a little bit different for you to look at a chord chart and try to figure out, all right, now what do I do, right? How do I make sense of a chord chart when I'm so used to reading notes? And if that's you, and if you have piano skills, but you want to translate them into being able to play with the band and play with the chord chart, then this is the course for you. Now, I want to preface everything in this course with this. I am not a pianist. That is my sister's job. But as she is not here, you're stuck with me. Now, what I have been able to do is teach myself how to play piano over the course of a few years. And a lot of the techniques that I've used, I've also been able to help some classically trained pianists in order to be able to play. Now, it's more similar to playing by ear. Okay, so if you're familiar with people who play by ear, it's going to use some of those similar techniques. I will walk you through how to do that. So similar to playing by ear, the easiest way to learn is actually to learn a slightly new language, which is the number system. And so I'll gently introduce you to that. So don't get overwhelmed. Don't freak out when you hear me say the number system, because I'll gently introduce you to that and help you. It's not a new way to read music. Okay. Don't think of it that way. It's a new way to think about how the chords are laid out, or how the keys are laid out on the piano. And it can be really helpful. And the reason that it's helpful is because then if you know how a song goes with the number system, then you can transpose it into any key. It's basically learning the tools that you need in order to be able to play in any key. And that's how people are able to play by ear. So that being said, that's a little bit of what you can expect from this course. I'm going to be sticking to the keys that I can play well, and so that's pretty limited. The key of C, the key of G, maybe the key of D, maybe the key of A, but not too many sharps or flats. But the whole purpose behind this is for you to get an idea of how to think about how to play when you're looking at a chord chart, when you're playing with the band, so that you can do a lot of the experimenting on your own. Okay, so this is not a course designed to give you a bunch of drills to do. This is not a course that's going to have a lot of homework, other than go and play a lot of songs, okay? And listen to the melody lines that are playing, listen to the keyboard elements that you hear inside the song, and then play them yourself. Now, that being said, it's one thing to be able to play exactly as it's written. It's another thing in order to get the feeling of the song and then adapt to what you have. So what I mean by that is just be prepared as you go into playing piano in a worship service. If you have a full band and multiple keyboards involved and a bass guitar and an electric guitar and a drum set and an acoustic guitar, that's really wonderful. And you might need to learn a specific part, and you might even have access through LoopStation or what. I don't even know. You might get access to the actual music, which would be lovely. Okay, and so if you're classically trained and your worship team is willing to provide you with that, go for it. This is still going to be really beneficial because it's going to help you have the tools when you are inevitably placed in a situation where you're not just playing a lead line, or placed in a situation where you're not trying to switch between pads or whatever. If it's an acoustic guitar and you on the keys and you've got a song sheet in front of you, that can honestly be scarier than having the music and knowing your part and just following along. Okay. So I'm going to equip you to be able to do that really, really well. And so let's dive right in.